Not used to seeing you dressed like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get used to this.
Okay.
You know, it'll be in my normal clothes.
All right, Joe, how old are you?
I'm 40 years old, Your Honor.
How far did you go through school?
I got through high school diploma, and I have a certification in HVAC.
All right, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
Prior to coming to court, have you taken any drugs or alcohol or any prescription medication in the last 48 hours?
I take Prestique, I take Boost Bar, and Depakote.
Okay. Does it affect your ability? Well, when's the last time you took any of it?
This morning I took Prestique and Boost Bar, and it doesn't affect any of my ability.
Did you get a copy of this indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're pleading guilty to the first 3 counts, all aggravated trafficking and drugs, all felonies of the 4th degree, plus the forfeiture specification. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Before I accept your guilty plea, I need to determine that you know and understand the constitutional rights you'll be waiving, the consequences of your guilty plea, and the maximum penalty I could give you. And I need to be satisfied that your guilty plea is being made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. I'm going to ask you questions. If you don't understand a question,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have a constitutional right to have a trial, either to me or to a jury of 12 Lake County citizens. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to a jury trial, all 12 members must agree to a guilty verdict before you can be found guilty. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, the prosecutor will call witnesses to testify against you. Do you understand the prosecutor must prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
After the witnesses are done testifying for the prosecutor, you have the constitutional right to have your lawyer cross-examine the witnesses. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, you have the right to have witnesses come here and testify for you. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If those witnesses refuse to come to court, I'll issue an order called a subpoena to make them come and testify. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to testify at trial if you want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the constitutional right to not testify at trial if you do not want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you decide not to testify at trial, nobody is permitted to comment on that decision. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial and you're found guilty, you have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you have the constitutional right to have a lawyer represent you in the appeal. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to hire a lawyer, one would be provided at no cost. Do you understand? File an appeal, you're entitled to have a transcript of all the hearings in this case. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford a copy of those transcripts, they'd be given to you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty today, you do not have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of these rights?
No, Your Honor.
Do you still want to plead guilty to these 3 counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand by pleading guilty, you're fully admitting your guilt to the charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand by pleading guilty to these felonies, you're voluntarily giving up your freedom for whatever period of time I could sentence you to prison, to jail, or to community control.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, each of these counts are aggravated trafficking in drugs. Each of them are felonies of the 4th degree. Each, by themselves, carry a maximum prison sentence of 18 months and a maximum fine of $5,000. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty to the forfeiture specification on count 1, you're voluntarily giving up the items listed. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could give you a consecutive sentence. That means one sentence after another for the separate offenses. If I did that, you face a maximum prison sentence of 54 months and a maximum fine of $15,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question about the penalties?
No, Your Honor.
You understand your felony conviction will prevent you from owning or possessing a firearm.
I do, Your Honor.
You understand your felony conviction could result in a driver's license suspension of between 6 months and 5 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand if a prison term is imposed in this case, you might have to serve a period of post-release control as part of your sentence for up to 2 years under the parole authority?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you are placed on post-release control and violate any conditions, the parole authority could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If that violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if that were to occur, the maximum prison sentence for the violation would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if a prison term is imposed, you are eligible for judicial release?
I do, Your Honor.
I could place you on community control for up to 5 years, but if you violated any conditions, I could send you to prison for 54 months. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you I would be lenient on you just because you're pleading guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you what I will sentence you to in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand I don't have to follow the sentencing recommendation of either the prosecutor or your lawyer?
I do, Your Honor.
Have you had enough time to talk to Mr. Watson before pleading guilty today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he discussed everything about your case and answered all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the advice he's given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been threatened or coerced in any way to plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering your guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Gold, if the case went to trial, what would the evidence show?
Thank you, Your Honor. The facts would show that on November 4th, 2024, on November 13th, 24, and on November 20th, 2024, in Wickliffe, Lake County, Ohio, the defendant sold suspected methamphetamine to a confidential informant working with the Lake County Narcotics Agency. The methamphetamine was sent to the Lake County Crime Lab, and each amount did test positive for less than bulk amount of methamphetamine, a Schedule II controlled substance.
All right, thank you. Mr. Watson, anything to add to those facts?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pasalacqua, did you hear what Ms. Gold said, that the facts would show if the case went to trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are those facts true?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your plea to count 1, aggravated trafficking of drugs, a felony 4?
Guilty, Your Honor.
What is your plea to the forfeiture specification?
Guilty, Your Honor.
What is your plea to count 2, aggravated trafficking of drugs, a felony 4?
Guilty, Your Honor.
What is your plea to count 3, aggravated trafficking of drugs, a felony 4?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Watson? Do you have an initial where to put the meds on page 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Pasalacqua, is this your signature on the written plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want me to accept your written plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept the written plea of guilty. Defendant is present with Mr. Watson, advised of all of his rights, made a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver. He understands the nature of the charge, the consequence of his guilty plea, and the maximum penalty. Find it to be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary. I'll accept the defendant's plea of guilty and find him guilty of counts 1, 2, and 3, each aggravated trafficking of drugs, each felonies of the 4th degree, and the forfeiture specification. Mr. Watson, is he prepared to waive his right to a pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is that what you want to do, Mr. Pasalacqua?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Watson, go ahead as far as sentencing.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, I'll be extremely brief. I know I wasn't involved in this prior case. I believe sentencing on that case was back in August of this year. A pre-sentence report on that particular case was done. And this court found it appropriate to give my client a chance and sentenced him to probation with the jail treatment program and NeoCap. And it was also my understanding that there was an understanding that this particular case might be coming down in the future that we're here for today. Well, I'm happy to report to the court that my client completed the jail treatment program. He's about at least 6 or 7 weeks into the NeoCap program. It's my understanding he's doing very well there. He's taking advantage of the different programs they offer, mental health treatment. He already informed the court he's taking medication. Hopefully that's helping. The court commented right when he came in about how he's dressed. I mean, he's not in a jail uniform. And again, I've talked to Mr. Pasalacqua off and on. I haven't seen him because he's been in NeoCap, but we have talked. And he has told me that he's done. He's sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's a saying in sober circles. And he wants to do what he needs to do, stay sober, and get out and hopefully get a job and live his life. I know the court gave him a chance before. I'm just respectfully asking the court to allow him to continue the progress that he's made. I think it's been very positive so far, and I'm asking the court to give him one more chance. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Joe, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, I just want to say that I accept responsibility and I want to continue on the road, taking it one day at a time and doing the right thing. I know I have a long journey ahead of me, but I'm willing to do it. I want to keep it going.
How's it going at NeoCap?
I'm doing good at NeoCap right now. I'm actually learning a lot of patience, learning to have groups all the time, and learning that structure, and having the accountability is something I definitely need. I want to continue on with it.
Okay, thank you. Ms.
Thank
Gold?
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. As the court is aware from reviewing a prior pre-sentence report, the defendant does have a lengthy criminal history. On May 20th, 2022, the defendant was convicted of aggravated possession of drugs as well as aggravated trafficking in drugs, a felony of the 4th degree, given community control and after several probation violations, sent to prison. After getting out of prison, the defendant committed the aggravated trafficking in drugs count that he has just pled guilty to prior to committing the failure to comply in aggravated possession of drugs that he was sentenced to in August of 2025. At that time, the state's recommendation was for prison. This court did give the defendant community control sanctions as his sentence. It does appear to the state that the defendant has been compliant with his community control sanctions thus far, and the state will defer to the court.
Okay, I have gone back and looked at the pre-sentence report, listened to counsel, listened to Mr. Pasalacqua, considered all the relevant statutes. I'm going to put you on community control for 5 years. Complete NeoCap and follow those recommendations. Then sober living facility, essentially the same terms as your other terms of probation, okay? Sober living for a minimum of 6 months, no drugs or alcohol with screens. Continue with the mental health treatment, because you got the evaluation, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why you're on the medication?
Yes, Your Honor.
So continue to comply and follow all recommendations. 1 doctor, 1 dentist, 1 pharmacy for meds. Take your meds as they're prescribed, sign releases, get a valid license, full employment, 4 AA or NA meetings a week, and a sponsor, and pay the costs and fees. Anything else? Jennifer?
No, thank you.
You understand all the terms?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, if
Thank
you don't comply, then, the state files a motion to terminate, and I find you violated, 54 months in prison. You understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, anything else, Ms. Gold?
Forfeiture of the items, Your
The
Honor.
items are forfeited.
Nothing
Mr.
further.
Watson?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Your Honor.